Pitcher, Chan-Ho Park.
Everett will lead it off. Everett hitting 3 home runs in his last. For that, the general manager of the good home plate. New York, and we showed you the great 3 balls and a strike. Then had no chance and threw it. Balls, 2 strikes. That's straight innings without allowing a hit. Hart blows.
You need to have good, solid bases for throwing. So often a pitcher that doesn't have good legs, good buttocks, and strong lower half will get into trouble early in pitching because then they start pitching with their arm and don't have good mechanics. But he was properly proportioned to make a good pitcher.
I don't know how many people will agree with me or how many people will disagree with me. But I'm telling you, from my standpoint, nobody has a better arm than Chan-Ho Park. Once he learns how to pitch to the count of the batters, then he will be a star in the major leagues.
Meanwhile, Chan-Ho Park, whenever game he's played. Fast. Bobby waits. Strikes out on him.
Just to applaud that.
The 1-1. The inning is over.
마이너리그에서 트리플레이에서 좀 많은 경험들 하고 또 어떻게 보면 더 성숙됐다고 많이 발전하고 왔습니다.
미국 프로야구 LA 다저스의 박진호가 2년 만에 메이저리그에 다시 진입했습니다.
Pitches takes a brief one. The payoff. Swing. Thought they would. Ball 4. Hollingsworth is running the pitch and ball, and Hollingsworth's runners going. That's ball 4. To the left side, through Jeff Kent and into left. That 8 spot and just left him there. And he takes ball 4. 30 at bats, but there to bunt. He finds the knuckleball and bunts a good one. Sacrifice 2-1 to Johnson. Into left field, falling in a hurry. That's a hit. Naino. Into center field. Johnson. Athletes, as you saw, Butch Husky in number 42. Flowers hits it deep down the right field line. It is gone. Another opposite field. RBIs for the month of May. Up the middle to Shields. Runner Kent to the bag. Now Penagini grounds one through the right side. Here comes Vince. That is well hit into left. The Mets will take the lead. Penagini. They lead the Dodgers 4-3. 3 home runs in his last 3. Then had no chance and threw it away. Allowing a hit. That throws a knuckleball. He does not say that he is a knuckleball pitcher. The best pitch that he gets over, as a matter of fact, is his. And a lot has been made about the Dodgers having Mike Piazza back, and they're certainly happy about that. Well, the Mets are happy to have Pete Harnisch back.
Pitcher, Chan-Ho Park.
Six and 4 this year, and now out of the bullpen. Former starter earlier this year.
is Chan-Ho Park, a record of 3-2.
He has started 6 games. He's appeared in 15. Standard equipment. He throws fairly hard. A good slider, good curveball from Park.
Carl Everett will lead it off as a pinch hitter. Everett bats for Harnish. Harnish ends up going 7 innings, allows 3 runs on 4 hits. Everett hitting 170. Takes another strike, and it's 0-2. First inning of work for Park. Facing Carl Everett. And the rumor is Carl Everett is on his way out of New York if they can find a taker. They are actively trying to trade this outfielder.
So they can bring up Alex Ochoa, who is leading the International League in hitting, batting .377. 3 home runs in his last 3 games.
Not much of a swing for Everett. A strikeout in the first out here in the 7th inning. Here is the answer to our Menon trivia question. The only 2 players. Eddie Murray, however, is still plugging right along for Cleveland. And whenever he calls it quits, 5 years from then, he'll be in the Hall of Fame. Lance Johnson, 1 out, nobody on, took a ball.
I think with that answer, I could not see the forest for the trees. I will never forgive myself for not getting the answer to the Affleck question of the week.
2-0 the count on Johnson. Now 3-0. So Park working his way into trouble.
I said Affleck. I mean the Menon question of the week.
There's a strike.
Guess I got a slap in the face for that, right?
By Menon. Three and 1 the count on Johnson. Now ball 4, a 1-out walk. Chan-Ho Park, first inning of relief work as he takes over here in the 7th inning and issues a 1-out walk. Strikeout and a walk. Take a look at our 7-11 game summary and see who the stars have been so far today. Mondesi, a 2-run double in the first. Johnson, Vizcaino knocked in runs in the 3rd for the Mets. Blowers went deep. A solo shot, his 3rd of the year, but Chris Jones, an RBI double in the 6th inning to give the Mets their first lead of the day. And here in the bottom of the 7th inning, they still lead 4-3 and have Johnson at first, 1 out. For Jose Vizcaino.
And a great job by Pete Harnish. He appeared to get stronger as the game became longer, giving up 2 runs in the 1st inning and the solo home run in the 4th to Blowers. Can only win this game now.
Tim, can you buy Menon products at 7-Eleven?
I suppose you can, yes.
Just a question. Doug Henry likely to be the next Mets pitcher. Vizcaino's had a big day, a couple of hits. One of the game stars, an RBI, a run scored. Into center field. Cedeno doesn't have to move much. 2 out. So Park, after the 1-out walk, comes back to get Vizcaino, and now we'll deal with Bernard Gilkey. Mets have scored 4 runs on 7 hits today, but surprisingly, Gilkey has not been a part of the New York offense. 0 for 3. Did line out to right center and was robbed of a hit on a good running grab by Roger Cedeno in that 6th inning. Here in the 7th, he bats for the 4th time today. Lance Johnson has 12 stolen bases this season. Ball 1 to Gilkey. These Dodgers just keep coming up with pitching, whether it's from the United States of America or their international scouting is unbelievable.
Extraordinary, it really is. Fred Clare largely responsible for that, the general manager of the Dodgers.
They pump a lot of revenue into international scouting.
Dodgers kiddingly refer to themselves as IHOP, with Tom Candiotti from the States, Estacio from the Dominican Republic, as is Ramon Martinez. Nomo from Japan, Ismael Valdez, who will start tomorrow's game against Mark Clark from Mexico. And then Chan-Ho Park, who's in the game now, from South Korea.
So he moved from South Korea to Los Angeles. Now he's been moved to the bullpen. And pitching here, keeping a close eye on Lance Johnson over at first. And they all sit together. Good group of young pitching, and they just crank it out year after year after year. That's strike two.
Lance Johnson, meanwhile, may not set any records, but he has a lot of them. Matter of fact, he owns a record company, a recording company called Lance Productions. Has a new CD out. Now, he is not a performer, but he is the owner of it. It's based in Chicago, called Lance Productions.
Scott Radinsky for the Dodgers has a rock band. Put the two of them together. Make beautiful music. 1 on, 2 out. And Park really worried about Lance Johnson over at first.
That's collusion.
It might be.
Fraternization, certainly.
1 ball, 2 strikes as Park tries to pitch a scoreless 7th. Good fastball, and Gilkey was frozen. That was heat from Chan-Ho Park, and we are through 7 here at Shea. Mets take the field in the 8th. They lead the Dodgers by 1. The time, 2 out, that end of the inning, and Chan-Ho Park now working to a new catcher as Tom Prince takes over behind home plate. Kent takes a strike. Jeff Kent hitless today. Tom Prince now doing the catching. Strike 2. Tom Prince, the backup to Mike Piazza. Not much of a swing by Kent, totally jammed, and Castro makes the play. 1 out.
There are very few baseball fans that buy baseball tickets to see shortstops play. Ozzie Smith was one of those. Cal Ripken certainly one of those, and Ordonez with plays like this is going to be one of those types of players.
There was a quote attributed to Ozzie Smith after the Cardinals opened the season here in New York, and we showed you the great play that Ordonez made down the line. Franco warms up in the bullpen. I was surprised to hear Ozzie Smith say it, but he did. He said that guy is definitely the second coming of me. That is high praise from a future Hall of Fame inductee.
It really is.
Pettigini at the plate with a count of 2-0. Roberto's had a big day, his second day as a New York Met. He's 2 out of 3. The game tying single, and he scored the go ahead run back in the 6th.
I have said about Ordonez that he's only 23 years old, and his hands and his feet are so quick. He's the type of player that has to grow into his hands and his feet. Almost like a gangly teenagers they have to grow into their feet. But sometimes the feet are so quick, the hands are so quick that they react faster than the mind can. They
3
did
balls
on that double play.
3 balls and a strike on Pettigini, full count, and I would imagine at times that's why sometimes Ordonez will make an error on a routine play.
Right, a double error. His first 2 errors of the year, a play like that with the bases loaded in Colorado. He bobbled the ball, then had no chance and threw it away.
More heat from Chan-Ho Park, and the second out of the inning as Park has struck out 3 in an inning and 2/3. Pettigini goes down, And the batter will be Chris Jones. That is next Saturday. Chris Jones looks at ball one high from Chan Ho Park. Base is empty for Jones. 2 out. And a 2-0 count. John Franco getting ready to pitch the ninth. He will deal with DeShields, Blowers, and Castro, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Los Angeles. Jones couldn't catch up. 2-1. 26,445 at the ballpark here today, and they have been treated to a well-played game. Good pitching, good defense on each side. Top of this 8th inning saw the best defense of the day. Two out, nobody on, and now a 3-1 count on Chris Jones, who let out a scream as that ball came up and in.
Enhancing the audio once again.
Close.
Yes, it was.
And ball 3, 3-1. Pretty good swing. 3-2. How about the Dodgers to have someone like Chan Ho Park to come out of the bullpen and pitch in middle relief? Talk about getting you to your closer or even your setup man, Osuna. There aren't many better than Chan Ho Park. It's out of play, still 3-2.
He's actually a starting pitcher that's pitching in middle relief. As you mentioned earlier, starting the season and the rotation, 6 starts, and in the bullpen, the Dodgers very strong pitching. Second in earned run average in the National League as Dave Wallace looks on.
3 balls, 2 strikes. That's out of play. The Yankees have a right-hander. Joe Torre refuses to put in the rotation because he is so good pitching 3 times a week. Mariano Rivera getting you to the late innings and to your closer.
Mariano Rivera earlier in the year pitched 26 consecutive innings without allowing a run. 15 straight innings without allowing a hit.
Hart blows away Chris Jones, and that's 4 strikeouts in 2 innings for Chan Ho Park. He has done his job.